Please do be seated. Lord Lieutenant, Principal, honoured guests, families, friends and graduates. My name is Ian Taylor. I'm the Dean's Verger and Lay Minister here at the Cathedral. And as a member of the Cathedral Foundation, and on behalf of the Dean and Chapter of this Cathedral Church, it is my privilege and pleasure to extend a warm welcome to you all. We are here to celebrate the achievements of those who are graduating and to give thanks to all who have helped and supported them during their time here in Lincoln. To the staff of the college, both academic and administrative, together with your families, supporters and friends. And for those graduating today, this marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. There will be exciting challenges and thrilling adventures waiting for you. And I hope that you will fulfill your ambitions, and may I wish you all every success in whatever the future may hold for you. This is, of course, a place of Christian learning and worship, and has been for over 950 years. So I invite you now to a moment of stillness in this house of prayer as I pray. Merciful Father, we give you our humble and hearty thanks for all your goodness and ever-loving kindness to us and to all people, for the blessings of this life and for the promise of everlasting happiness. We thank you for the mercies which we have received, for health and strength and the manifold enjoyment of our daily life, for the opportunities of learning, for the knowledge of your will, for the means of serving you in all that we do. We ask for your blessing and give you thanks for those who, through their encouragement, their example, and their patience, have helped us on our way. We ask this in the name of your Son, our Saviour, Jesus Christ. Amen. So please leave here today with our prayers and best wishes for the future, and do have a very enjoyable day. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lincoln College Group Higher Education Awards. It's lovely to see so many people here today. You're all very welcome. My name is Ian Billiard. I'm the Chair of Governors at the college, and I've just been asked to say a few words of welcome to you all here today. As somebody with a construction background, whenever I walk into this space, I must admit I'm struck with the degree of awe about the actual building itself. And I hope that you have that feeling as well, so that during the graduation or after the graduation, you will be very proud and honoured to have been here. And I certainly think the building adds gravitas to our award ceremony this afternoon. As I said, I've been asked to say a few words of thanks, and naturally I suppose my first thanks go to the Cathedral team, to Ian, and he's made reference to, he wants to be called Ian, that was just up a few moments ago, and the rest of the team for allowing us to be hosted here this afternoon. I know it's a very long-standing arrangement, but it's always fantastic to be able to come back here and be present and be able to host these awards here. If I could just for a moment just sort of slightly digress into the role of governors. I've talked about, I'm Chair of Governors at the college, and our role as governors is to support and challenge Mark and the team in terms of the work that they do. But I think in some ways it's unfortunate that we don't stand back and actually celebrate the successes in the college as much as perhaps we ought to. And there are lots and lots of successes that take place during the year, not just academic ones, but other things in terms of securing funding and so on that we do. And I say that we don't probably spend, well, we don't spend as much time as we ought perhaps doing that. I'm aware that the students here today, some of you with your course will have breezed through it. But the nature of students in further education, I know that some will have had challenges, be they pressures at home, domestic pressures, the pressures of balancing work with study, and in some cases, unfortunately, some students may have had illnesses and will have shown great resilience and determination, really positive skills that you've shown to actually be here today. And it's in those situations that the college staff actually play an increasingly important part. And I think as governors, I would like, on behalf of my fellow governors that are here, just to say a few words about that and to recognise the staff of the college. I know Mark is going to say a bit more about that as well. We have this afternoon with us a number of special guests, quite a number in fact, and I've been given a list of people that I've been asked to read out and recognise. They're not in any particular order, it's just simply who I've been given. Some are up here on the stage with us, but I would like to welcome the Lord Lieutenant of Lincolnshire, the Lincoln City Sheriff, we've got the Mayor of Lincoln, the Mayor of Newark. We've also got a number of representatives from some of the councils that the college works with. Gainsborough Town Council, Newark and Sherwood District Council, Newark Town Council and West Lindsey District Council. We've also got relationships with a number of universities, as you're probably aware, and we've got representatives from them here today as well. So we've got Bishop Grotesque University, we've got the University of Derby, University of Hull, the Open University, Nottingham and Trent University, and the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, CIPD, that are here today as well. We've also got the Assistant Chief Constable of Lincolnshire Police and Air Chief Marshal Sir Michael Graydon. Graydon is what, should I put my glasses on, shouldn't I? And Carl McCartney MP as well. So we have a very broad range of people here, and as I say, we also have a number of local employers that the college works with, and as I say, there's a number of my fellow governing body here as well, college staff, and importantly, most importantly, obviously you the students and your family, friends, work colleagues that are here supporting you this afternoon. As I say, you're all very welcome and it's lovely to see you all here. Just reflecting a little bit on the qualifications that you've received and you're getting awarded today. We hear a lot in the media about the gross domestic product, GDP, about productivity, and also about the wealth of the country, and all very important things. And it's particularly been widely reported recently with all of the party political conferences that have been taking place. But I can remember these discussions going back 15, 20 years. And in some ways, it's a shame that part of the story about this is missing. If I go back about 15, 20 years, the part of it was, yes, we need to improve GDP and we need to improve productivity. But certainly from an industry perspective, their views, and I'm not saying it's a silver bullet that addresses everything, but a major part of it was about higher level skills. And that was a really important part of this message. And by higher level skills, I mean skills at levels 4, 5 and 6. That's HNC, HND and degree. Exactly the qualifications that we're here awarding today. I think the reason why higher level skills are so important is because we're all aware that technological change is taking place at an ever increasing rate. I think at those levels, employees within the company are able to adapt and change and in some cases influence how these technologies will actually play out in the organisations that you're working with. And so this flexibility is really important, together with the resilience and determination I talked about earlier, is really important in terms of preparing you for your future careers. And I'm sure, and I hope you look back, that this celebration today and also your achievement of these awards in essence provides the springboard for you to have a really fulfilling, rewarding and enjoyable career in whatever facet, whatever field you've chosen. I know some people will be going on, some of the students will be going on to further studies, others will be getting jobs for the first time, and others may be in employment, may even have got a promotion on the back of getting these awards as well. But they are really important, and I think in terms of what the country needs, if you look at UK PLC, the qualifications that we're celebrating today are right on the money, as it were, exactly what the country wants. So, as I say, in closing, I'd like to wish you all the very best. Enjoy today. It is important that you enjoy the celebrations that we're on today. And I would just like to hand over now to Mark Locking, the Principal and Chief Executive of the College. Thanks, Mark.
Good afternoon, everyone. College companions, governors, university partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, graduating students, a very, very warm welcome to you all to our higher education graduation ceremony for 2023. This is an incredibly special event in our calendar, and we are really grateful to you all for joining us to celebrate the great commitment, determination and achievements of our graduates. I'd like to add my personal thanks to those expressed by Ian, our chair, to all of the key stakeholders here who help us day in and day out. An equally important thank you is again due to those of you who are here today and those not here today from all of our students' close support networks of family, friends, carers, partners, fellow students, or nearest and dearest. I know too well they will each have been there to celebrate you students, celebrate with you during your times of success, and most importantly, to be there to support you in your times of deepest need. For those of you who have studied through the global pandemic, this would have been ever more critical than in many other years. So students, please give them an absolutely rapturous round of applause for their support. So that was all very formal and very nice, wasn't it? We're going to have to do better than that later. On that note, although our graduation is a very formal setting, I really encourage all of you congratulating our students today as they come up on stage to make as much noise as you like and celebrate their success with wild applause, not polite applause. Okay? Last year, it was great to see exceptionally loud cheers and exclamations, which many of us are so embarrassed to make, but yet it made our graduates feel so special. I think even last year, one graduate took a bow on stage. Now, I'm not suggesting you all do that. We'll be here forever. But enjoy it. And please, please show your heartfelt congratulations. Don't be afraid of that. So this brings me to focus on the most important of you here this afternoon, our graduates for 2023. A huge well done for everything that you've achieved. There are very few events that encapsulate our business better than our higher education graduation. For me personally, these are immensely proud events. HE graduation is one of my 2 favourite days of the year when we get to show off the fantastic success all of you have achieved. Now students, looking at the body language, I can see a number of you have switched off already and are not listening. I've seen the odd yawn, okay? So whatever you're thinking about, maybe that's when I come on stage, I don't want to trip. Maybe you're thinking about what you're going to have for tea later. Maybe what you're going to do tonight, or even breakfast tomorrow. Stop being elsewhere and just be present and listen for at least the next few minutes. Our purpose at Lincoln College is to be an extraordinary employer-led organisation producing a highly skilled and productive local workforce. And if you're not aware of that, that's each and every one of you. At these events, it's really common to talk about leaving a legacy or how to achieve greatness. But I ask you to consider a different set of outcomes. A group of people can only achieve their purpose, their mission or greatness if they have an unshakable bond. And this requires trust. And trust requires people to respect and care for each other. So take a moment now to reflect on whether you'll be remembered in college by your fellow graduates and teachers for the grade you got or the kind of person that you were, for how well you did in tests and exams, or whether people you met with and interacted with were left with a little bit more happiness and a little bit more hope than before you met them. Maybe as you move forward in your careers and lives, these are the criteria you might judge yourself against just as much as your monetary or business successes. It's actually these human qualities that will help you play hard as a team and lead that team with authenticity and integrity to achieve great things. Someone put faith in you, each and every one of you, during your studies and inspired you and put up with numerous questions you've been asking, such as, how do these numbers make physics work? What's the quantum realm? Or really, the one that escapes me, why can we eat salad and not grass? Some of you aren't listening, you didn't even smile, or was it just a bad joke? Not sure. Please make sure that you thank each and every one of them for their support and patience. I would particularly like you to ask you to recognise the extraordinary contribution of staff here today and those not able to join us. Whilst it's all of our jobs to support you as students through your learning journey, I know there will be staff that deserve a particular special mention for each of you. They have ensured you receive the support and guidance required to be here today and succeed in your qualifications and higher education experience. So please everybody, but particularly students, join me this time in a rapturous round of applause as a sign of thanks for staff's time and dedication in this regard. That's much better, by the way. I'm sure you can do even better when the students come up. So a massive congratulations from me on all your academic and personal achievements today. These will certainly open multiple doors for the careers you wish to make. At the same time, mindset and how you go about living life and behaving at work will be critical. Determination and an ability to never give up will be something that is essential as you move forward. Now, there's a really famous speech from a senior US Navy SEAL about their training camps that I encourage you all to watch if you haven't done so already on YouTube. Not right now. We don't want your phones coming out yet. But please watch it. Now, we pinched this as a concept when I worked with the England partially sighted football squad when I was their sports scientist, and we were striving to improve from 8th in the world rankings. We copied them, and we had a brass bell in the middle of our training ground for all the team to see, and remind them that no matter how hard the training got and how hard they pushed themselves physically, sometimes actually to the point of being physically sick, all they had to do to quit was ring the bell. Ring the bell and you no longer had to get up at 5 a.m. or train hard 5 days a week. Ring the bell and they no longer wanted to have the freezing cold recovery baths. If they didn't want any more of the lung-busting runs, no more obstacle courses, no more excruciating bleep tests, if they no longer wanted the hardships of training, all they had to do to get out of that was ring the bell. If you want to change your world, if you want to change the world, never give up, never ring the bell. And if you've built trust in the people around you, they won't let you ring the bell, and you won't let them ring it either. Then you'll achieve great things together. And we all know that sharing a success is far more fun than your success alone, which is one of the reasons we're gathered here today. So to finish the story, this year the England partially sighted squad on UK soil for the first time lost in the final 20 seconds of extra time in their third successive World Cup final, having got silver on the previous two. But talking to them afterwards, they all said, "I'll never give up, I'll never ring the bell." And that takes dedication and commitment. Finally, because you're probably thinking, come on, get on with it. We want to get up onto the stage. Finally, because so many of our successful and high quality employees right across our group of 1,000 staff come from our student alumni, I wish you every success in the careers you choose. But don't forget about Lincoln and the fantastic and vibrant city we are. We need your youth and energy in this city, or at least would encourage you to return to us at the earliest opportunity to do so. You will be asked to join our alumni and friends group in the coming months, and would love you to accept to build a continuing network with your fellow graduates who, with the college, will continue to support you throughout your career. Have a wonderful graduation and the very best of luck in all of your experiences that I hope are many and varied to come. Thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce Lincoln College Group Deputy Principal Matt Vaughan for the presentation of our awards.
Good afternoon. Life-changing. It gives me great pleasure to introduce all our Lincoln College graduates for 2023. So as Mark has been asking us, let's be generous and let's celebrate their achievements. I'm now going to read out those graduates per course, per qualification, and invite them to come up to the stage. So, for the BA Honours in Business and Management, Niamh Cooney. Cornelia Goralczyk. Patricia Graciuk. Shannon Richardson. Vivek Limbu. Okay, now we move on to the BA Honours in Lens-Based Media. Can I invite up to the stage Harriet Baker? Liam Elder. We have some very talented people in this building today. I'm now going to move on to the BA Honours in Musical Instrument Craft, and that's guitar making and repair. And I'd like to invite up to the stage Sean Bamford. Isaac Finch. Nicholas Pearson. Dermot Randall. Joseph Verco. Robert Ward. Okay, keeping on the theme of talent, extreme talent, we move now from guitars to still BA Honours in Musical Instrument Craft, but we move to piano tuning and repair. And I'd like to invite Rupert Trace to come. Degani Hossain. So we're going to move instruments now. So we've gone from guitars to pianos. We're now going to continue with the BA Honours, but we're going to go into violin making and repair. And I'd like to invite up to the stage Stephen Asquith. Alina Aret. Ethan Martin. We now move to the BA Honours in Woodwind. So we've got the making and repair, and I'd like to invite to the stage Henry Doe. Now this captures the breadth and versatility of the college, because we're going to move right now across to a different spectrum of learning and just as detailed and as challenging. And that is in the BA Honours in policing, professional policing. So I'd like to invite up Kyra Cannings. Oliver Clark. Sarah Davis. Catherine Faulkner Conroy. Sebastian Kitts. Kyle Larkham. Jack Lester. And Sam Mays. Okay, we now get even more versatile. We're moving from policing to acupuncture. And with that, I would like to invite up onto the stage Simone Charles. Anita Thompson. Nicola Cheshire. We now move on to the BA Honours in Clinical Herbalism. And so I would like to invite up Esme Blair Greenway. Michaela Betnar. Carla Bradley. Daniel Crawford. Ria Flack. Claudia Germana. Claire Golding. Stephanie McInnes. Hector Oat. Dylan Parry. Hayley Rigby. Katharina Samson. Nadine Sass. Victoria Scaff. Lucy Scott. Arua Shazad. Willow Wolf. Okay, we're going to move on now to the Diploma in Higher Education, Complementary Healthcare and Wellbeing. And I'd like to invite up to the stage Nikita Barson. Sean McLachlan. Alice Skidmore. Okay, we now move to the Certificate in Higher Education, Complementary Health and Wellbeing. And I'd like to introduce Karen Howard. Zoe Rask. Isabel Rose. Shazad Ashraf. Okay, we change tack now, folks. Computer science. BA Honours in Computer Science. And I'd like to introduce Jack Allen. Thomas Hughes. Holly Tapper. Ryan Ross. And now we go to the BA Award in Computer Science, Clayton Hampson. Right, we really switch now. So we're going from computer science right across, in a sense, to sports, coaching and science. So a great contrast, of course, again. And that captures the absolute versatility and richness of the college's curriculum and offer, and an absolute celebration of your talents and skills. So for the BSc, the Bachelor of Science, Sports Coaching, Education and Development, I'd like to introduce Hope Brooker. Georgie O'Brien. Luke Dorling. Luke Plummer. Adam Sutton. We move subjects, and we're now going to look at the foundation degree in animal management. Eloise Hedge. Grace Songer. Okay, professional graduate diploma in education, training and skills. So in the world of training and teaching now. Kelly Buttrick. Laura Lutton. Samuel McCardle. Harriet Taylor. Rosie Thomas Cousins. Moving on now to the certificate in education, training and skills. Anna Jo Keenan. Vaughan Leeworthy. Hannah Martin. Elias Saj. Craig Boothwright. Aaron Bradley. James Jackson. Emma Knight. Paul Martin. Sean McDonald. Kim Mould. Tom Pedersen. Graham Roberts. Carrie-Anne Scott. Colin Poucher. Okay, a special person here, just for the apprenticeship standard in professional coaching. Just the one person to invite, which is Catherine Cofield. Okay, we now move again. So we're going right across the subject spectrum, and we're going into the world of civil engineering and construction now. So for the HNC, the Higher National Certificate in Construction and the Built Environment for Civil Engineering, Nina Hodson. Carl Parker. Henry Akers. Henry, hello. I'm getting a few of the names wrong. Sorry. Well done, Henry. Just bear with us, folks. Natalie Holmes? Yes. Hi, Natalie. Sorry. Lewis Metcalf. Emily Shepherd. Jordan Smith. Kieran Whitehead. Thanks, Kieran. Sorry. Well done, Kieran. Okay, we're going to move now on to electrical and electronic engineering. And this, again, is the Higher National Certificate. So, Jonathan Dunderdale. Harry Ellis. Paulina Heck. Christina Hunt. Bradley Ronis. So we're moving on from the world of electrical and electronic engineering to mechanical engineering, just as important. And I'd like to introduce Lewis Atkinson. William Battersby. Angus Cummings. Ryan Grove. Kieran Rayworth Hayes. Amelia Vincent. Just 1 second, folks. Thank you. Okay. And the Higher National Diploma in Mechanical Engineering, it's been waiting very patiently, Luke Ferrier. Thank you, Luke. Thanks, Luke. Okay, now we're going to move right across again to another subject area, and that's accountancy. So this is for the Association of Accounting Technicians, the AAT, and this is the professional diploma, Rebecca Aldridge. Hayley Freestone. Lisa Marie Mean. Victoria Southern. I'd like now to introduce, if I may please, Mary Ann Price, who is the Vice Chair of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Development. So Mary, if you would kindly come to the stage to award the next achievements, please. Thank you. And we'll start with Charlotte Brewer. Nicola Bruton. Megan Conway. Joanne Locking. Kaylee Lowe. Kerry Nicholson. Charlotte Schlatter. Thank you. Thank you. So that concludes the first part of the awards, achievements. Now, we'd like to move on, if we may please, to some special awards that have been chosen. And these students, these graduates, don't have any idea that they're going to be awarded these really, really important accolades of their diligence and of their hard work and of their talent and of their skills and knowledge. So the first award is for an outstanding dissertation. And many of us in the building will know only too well about how hard dissertations can be. And this is an award for the independent study. And our winners' work on climate change, due to be published, was topical, passionate, and was produced to an excellent standard. And it was typical of her fantastic work throughout her course. We're really expecting great things from this student. So the winner for this special award is Claudia Germana. So the next award is, of course, equally as special. And this is awarded, again, for the dissertation and the independent work, but above all, the excellent project work, which has been submitted to the professional body and is actually going to be presented at the annual conference of that professional body. So you can imagine that, the accolade of that. This work is going to be presented to those fields of experts professionally across the country. What an achievement. And the winner is Nicola Cheshire. The next special award is for a student who's had an exceptionally tough year, a really challenging year. Her mum was diagnosed with a serious illness and then tragically passed away on Christmas Day. So this student battled through her grief and her associated mental health issues to achieve a first-class BA Honours. She's now waiting to join Derbyshire Constabulary as a direct entry detective. She's a true inspiration. Our winner is Sarah Davis. So our next winner is, we all know what it's like when we've had a break from study or a break from work or a break from anything. Getting back into the swing, getting back into the fluency, it can be hard, and particularly with study, as many of you all know. So our next winner, who studies the clinical herbalism Bachelor in Science qualification degree, for a plethora of reasons had a 2-year break. And when that person came back, that person applied themselves fully, diligently, and overcame those barriers that that person encountered in their life. So 2-year break, and then bounced back to excel. And that person is Arua Shazad. Many of you will juggle working hard, feeding your families, and studying at the same time, because as Mark and Ian said earlier, we know that these qualifications are life-changing. We know they are the platform and the springboard for really kicking on. And this next winner, for an outstanding academic achievement, has progressed from level 3 in the college to level 6. So that's a number of years of hard work, a number of years of studying, working, and really trying to juggle everything. And we all know how hard that can be. An exceptional student whose achievements would really need to be recognised. Always maintained a really high standard of academic written work. So our winner for this award is Emily Banks. Okay, she was here earlier because I remember reading out her name, so that must be the effect of my accolades. No problem. Okay, the next academic achievement award. So we've got 2 academic achievement awards, and the second person has proved himself to be a really lateral and original thinker with an outstanding knowledge of engineering principles. A master, allegedly, of engineering principles. Juggling work and studies. This student has again produced some really highly technical work, highly skilled work, very detailed, and made a fantastic contribution to not just the group and the class, but to some really complex theory. And that winner is Ryan Grove. Okay, thank you. The Outstanding Herbal Practitioner Award, and this is in the memory of Andrew Stapleford. So this winner has really displayed a range of dogged determination in some of the most complex theory and complex components of the clinical herbalism course. She's committed hours and hours of personal study to lots and lots of hard, diligent worked very closely with her tutors and very closely with her peers to continue to develop and extend and improve her understanding of that subject matter. Undoubtedly, she'll make an excellent practitioner, and her name is Willow Wolfe. Okay, the final special award, and last but by no means least, this is for the Advanced HE Fellowship. So the HE Academy, the Higher Education Academy, it's a national award that supports the higher education community to enhance the quality of teaching and learning. And fellowship of this HE Academy is, well, it's internationally recognised, and it's a real commitment and sign of sheer high quality professionalism in teaching, and particularly teaching and learning in the higher education sector. So becoming a fellow of this academy demonstrates a really high commitment, both professionally and personally, to the student experience and the learning and teaching in this higher education sector. So in recognition of that commitment and diligence, the impact and leadership of his teaching and learning, his inspiration, we are delighted to announce that the Lincoln College engineering lecturer, Josh Lack, has now to come up on stage and be awarded the fellowship of the Advanced HE Academy. So, Josh Lack. Okay, well done, Jack. I'm going to hand you back over now to the Chief Exec and Principal, Mark Locking. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. We're now going to present a special recognition award that will be a surprise to this recipient. This award goes to a former Lincoln College lecturer who has not only enriched the lives of hundreds of students over the years, but has also been a pillar of the local business community and a champion of charitable causes across the UK and Europe. He was born in Boston in 1942 and worked from a very young age to help his mother support the family after his father passed away at the end of the war. His career started in the hotel trade and he rose to senior management roles in high-profile hotels across the UK before running his own pubs and eventually moving back to Lincolnshire to run a corner shop in Lincoln. Despite coping with disabilities caused by polio in his 20s, he lectured at Lincoln College for 16 years, whilst also running his own business, being a prominent contributor to the Federation of Small Businesses and contributing to the County Council's Business Education Partnership. Our winner became known as the voice of the people living in the West End of the city, mobilising residents' associations and acting as a street warden. Probably guessed by now who he is. As if all of this wasn't enough, throughout his whole life, our winner has been a champion of charitable causes close to his heart. Since 1977, he has held a variety of positions in the War Widows Association, and he marches with them to the cenotaph each year. The restrictions caused by the aftermath of his polio led him to join the British Polio Fellowship, where he rose from Lincolnshire chairman before becoming the national chairman and then becoming elected as president of the European Polio Union, a position he holds to this day. We are very proud to call David Mitchell part of the Lincoln College family. Despite retiring years ago, he attends this ceremony every year, not to sit with the VIPs, but to greet people at the door and help all the events team throughout the entire event. His energy, passion, and the sacrifices he has made for his community are an example to each and every one of us. David, I am hugely honoured to invite you to please come up to accept your award. Doesn't like the limelight, David, but certainly deserves it. So each year during this ceremony, we award the Lincoln College Companionship to someone who has made an extraordinary contribution to our success over a sustained period of time. Our companions are current and former staff members, local business leaders who have supported us, and board members who have helped shape and deliver our strategy. The one thing they all have in common is they believe in our purpose and they believe in the transformative power of education and training. This year's recipient was appointed to our Board of Corporation on the 1st of September 2011. Alongside his extremely busy day job as marketing partner at Streets Chartered Accountants, James Pinchbeck has tirelessly supported the college for well over a decade. James initially joined the Board of Corporation's Finance Committee before chairing the International Committee in 2015 and progressed to take the lead as chair of the full Board of Corporation in 2017, and he retired his chairship in August this year. Many of you will not be aware of the time commitment involved in these roles, but James has contributed thousands of hours of unpaid work to ensure that Lincoln College thrives. I think including giving me hundreds of hours of a hard time, James, at one time or another, as he is my boss, or was my boss. Throughout his time at Lincoln College, James has been involved in key decision making that has seen us expand commercially in the UK and abroad, providing a sustainable financial model to invest in exceptional training at our colleges in Lincoln and Newark. James helped guide the college through extremely challenging time during the COVID pandemic, ensuring that our learners received the support that they needed. James has always pushed college leaders to be bold and innovate, and nothing encapsulates his drive and ambition more so than our new Air and Space Institute in Newark, which received delivery of an Airbus jet at its new £15 million headquarters last week. I would like to personally thank you, James, for your incredible contribution and humbling service over so many years, and the support he has constantly given to me in what at times can seem a very lonely role. James, would you please come up to receive your companionship as a very small token for the fabulous contribution you have made to the group and to the city of Lincoln.
That was one of those introductions you think, is he talking about me and now I've got to say something? So thank you, Mark. I must say one thing I don't miss is my 7:30 with Mark every Friday. Not necessarily because it's Mark, but it's 7:30 every Friday. I gather he's now moved them to 11 o'clock, a much more civilised time. So congratulations on that. In preparing for today, this is a slightly unusual speech in terms of, or comments, that I'm actually going to talk about myself. Which for most of you might think that's quite modest of me. And I hope that's the case. I got a note the other day about what to speak about, and I only read it properly this morning. Lesson number 1, schoolboy error. Always read the exam question. I'm pleased to say I did read it properly this morning, so I'm going to talk about really 3 areas. Number 1 is actually my time as a governor on the board. Number 2, probably a little bit of self-reflection, my own educational experiences. And number 3, some words of wisdom for the students that have graduated today. At times, I certainly wonder, why did I become a governor? At times, certainly with some the challenges we've faced over the last 11 years, believe me, I've asked myself a number of times. Perhaps more so in the last 6 as chair. I'd like to qualify being a chair of a board of this nature. In essence, it's like being the conductor of the orchestra. I can't play an instrument, but when we all work together, we get results and it sounds excellent. So I'm only really, as a chair, facilitating the other board members. The real answer is that I was a student myself of an FE college. Sorry, it was Grantham, not Lincoln. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity FE gave me as a student. I also wanted to give something back. Typically, with a busy day job, what do? You take on something else. I would say it's actually probably the best job I've ever had, being chair of something like a £60 million organisation and not being paid. What have been the highlights? Actually, this event itself has probably been one of the biggest highlights of the time of being a governor, when we actually see the success and share in the success of our students and those that come and choose Lincoln College as their place of study. Equally, the awards ceremony later in the year is an equally pleasurable occasion. I'd also like to reflect, we talked about the musical instruments, that one of the highlights in the summer was often attending the Musical Instrument Awards at Newark, where we got the chance to not only see the instruments being made, but also a chance to hear them. Yes, we've talked about the success of our international colleges in Saudi Arabia. Lincoln College was certainly bold and courageous, and I sit to my left with the chair of Lincoln College at that time, and now chair of Lincoln College International, Margaret Cerner. And certainly working with her and the fellow board members at the time, it was certainly the right thing to do, both for the students in Saudi Arabia, but also to the benefit of the community at large in Lincoln. A focus on being employer-led. I think that was one of the big changes that I saw when I became a governor. Typically, education is curriculum and funding focused. What we've rightly done is turn Lincoln College into being employer-led, truly responding to the needs of employers and learners locally. Mark touched on the creation of ASI, the Air and Space Institute in Newark. That certainly will change the lives of not just people in and around Newark, but also the East Midlands nationally and internationally. The HEAT project locally, including the student enrichment opportunities the Old Bakery and the Drill provide, as well as our support for the community in actually leading the way in helping save the Drill and ensure it remains as a venue for the community. Our work with employers to ensure the relevance of curriculum. Only by delivering relevant curriculum will our students stand the best chance of getting the best jobs and pursuing their careers. The commitment and investment we made in digital skills, not least in the opening of the Institute of Technology. A wider standing in the sector. Lincoln College is probably one of the smaller colleges nationally, but actually we're well known, and this was the words of an FE commissioner, that we were deemed to be bold and courageous. Our focus on continued improvement around what we do and how we've delivered it. Our focus on the importance of our people and creating an environment where we're all valued, and that they enjoy their work and progress their own careers too. The development of the board itself. At the end of my term of office, I believe now we have a board which is well placed to meet the challenges we face now and in the future. And perhaps one of the key aspects, which may sound corny, is the personal enrichment it's given me. I've gained an awful lot. I've gained from giving of my own time, and I've learnt a lot, not just from fellow board members, but staff, colleagues and students alike. All have shown true passion, vision, empathy and determination to ensure the college succeeds. The ultimate accolade for us all is that the college is a place that people of all ages and walks of life see it as a place of choice, even aspiration for their education and skills development. Now I move on to a bit of my own educational journey. When one stands up here, most people probably think he's had a classic education, had a successful time at secondary school and done really well. That's not really the case. Certainly when I started on my educational journey, I attended a primary school that at the time still did the 11 plus. I'm slightly chuckling because there's also a member of the board who I went to primary school with down here, so he'll probably tell you some stories afterwards. But anyway, I didn't pass the 11 plus, whilst many of my fellow counterparts went to a grammar school or the high school, I went to Sleaford Secondary Modern. I have to say there wasn't much modern about the Sleaford Secondary Modern at the time. Whilst I enjoyed the first few years of secondary education and fared reasonably well, when the O-level years were much more challenging. Whilst deemed to be a bright student, my attainment fell somewhat short. My performance or lack of it often attributed to my attitude as opposed to any other plausible reason, such as being dyslexic. Fortunately, as often is the case, the school head was more than supportive, and along with my parents sought an assessment and support for my dyslexia. However, at 16, at a time of sitting my O-levels, this was perhaps insufficient for such a time frame, though I am proud to say I managed a B in English literature. So I left school with 1 O-level. I actually did then start to do A-levels, and when the aggregate score or exam marks in the first year of study were 12, I didn't think A-levels for me either. Anyway, moving on, I joined Grantham College, where I studied for a BTEC National in Business Studies, a subject for which I both enjoyed and had a passion for. As often is the case, studying something we like and hopefully have the aptitude tends to lead to a better outcome. I managed to leave with a distinction, and with studying for my maths at evening class, progressed to higher education. I secured a place at Birmingham Polytechnic to study business studies, and then with the desire to start my own business, went on to benefit from the Graduate Enterprise Programme at Cranfield School of Management. I've also pursued further studies and ongoing professional development, which has included postgraduate marketing courses and CPD with the Institute of Directors. 2, in an ever-changing world of innovation and change, I have both desired and needed to ensure that I'm up to date with my field of work. Nothing probably is fast-changing in business as the world of marketing. To achieve this, I retain a passion for the subject and seek to learn not just through courses, but also through building a network of people at the cutting edge of the subject who can inform and advise me. To conclude, some words of wisdom. My wife might say, whether you want it or not. And I've only got about 6. They're not necessarily words, but they're experiences. There is perhaps no such thing as the norm or conventional these days, as if there ever was. Be yourself and be true to yourself. Enjoy what you study and study what you enjoy. Lean in and not lean out of change and challenges. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. Immerse yourself in learning, both informal and formal, and have an inquiring mind to learn about the here and now. Seek and do something outside work. And can I call upon people that actually taking on civic duty, whether it's being a board member, leading a club or society, or doing something, can be so rewarding and make such a difference to the world we live in. All it now leaves me is to do is to congratulate all those graduating today and to wish you all the best for the future. And a bit like me, remember your days at the college with affection and continue to see it as a key and integral part of your life. Thank you.
So we've saved the very best until last, and the most important, which is the student vote of thanks. And we get to call upon one of our absolute superstars at the college, who is now a coaching professional graduate, Catherine Caulfield.
Wow. Good afternoon, everyone. If I'd been asked 10 years ago at my first graduation whether I would give the vote of thanks, I would have thought it was a joke. 10 years on, here I am, having the privilege to speak in such a beautiful landmark of Lincoln in front of the graduating class of 2023. How time can change things. So firstly, can I say a big thank you to Lincoln College and the organisers of this graduation for reaching out and asking me to speak today. If only 21-year-old me could see me now. It only then recently dawned on me that I would actually need to write something to share with you all. So like most students, I got on my phone and started Googling how to write a good speech or good quotes to use. And then I started thinking back to my younger self, and I came across a quote by C.S. Lewis that connected to me. You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. When I think back to 18-year-old me completing my A-levels and what I wanted to do, if I'm honest with myself now, I had no clue. I chose to go to university as it was what everyone else was doing, and I chose to choose a course due to my love of crime documentaries. I ended up coming to Lincoln and studying criminology at the university. 18-year-old me was adamant that she wanted to be a police officer. I soon realised after completing my degree, this isn't what I wanted to do. I was disappointed in myself, thinking I had wasted 3 years on a qualification that didn't lead to a set career. After university, I tried a variety of volunteering and job roles, learning valuable, transferable skills along the way, but I still saw myself as a failure, as I couldn't seem to find the job that excited me and that I wanted to pursue as a career. I then had a stumble in my personal life, again where I was questioning, what am I doing with my life? Thankfully, I have great friends and family that supported me through this time. Thank you for those that have joined me here today. I'm so grateful to have such supportive friends and family in my life. I then started a job at Lincoln College, where I soon found that I enjoyed getting up every morning and going to work. It was a career sector that I'd never thought about pursuing before. I came into a role where each day was different. I was able to talk to young people about progression and what they saw themselves doing with their lives. I had the chance to be the person that I needed at their age. Someone to say, it's okay to make mistakes, learn and grow from them. Someone to say, stop putting pressure on yourself. Someone to say, it's okay to not know what you want to do. I found a job where I felt that I could really make a difference and something that I felt passionate about. A job where I had the opportunity to develop myself professionally, completing a variety of courses over the past 8 years. Today, I am standing here due to the support and enthusiasm I've received from my tutor, Pippa. And for that, I want to say thank you. You gave me the encouragement that I needed on many occasions. I also need to give thanks to the construction team and my line manager at the time, John, who have dealt with my self-doubt, my mood swings, and my anxiety, especially when it was coming towards my endpoint assessment. I really have made friends for life. I also feel that I should add an apology to the construction team for the amount of practical jokes that I put upon them over the past few years. I have had the chance to grow professionally and personally at Lincoln College, both as a staff member and as a student. I may now have decided to take on a new challenge and a new path away from the college, but I know that my experience at Lincoln College has made me the person I am today, and for this, I can't thank them enough. I wanted to share my experience with you regarding the different pathways that I have taken, as I think it is important to remember we shouldn't be hard on ourselves if we don't stay on the original pathway that we set for ourselves. There are no wrong turnings, only paths that we have not known we were meant to walk. So, if you are ever in doubt of wanting to make a change in your life, don't be afraid to take a new path. I will end on the wise words of Oprah Winfrey. Follow your passion it will lead to your purpose. Thank you and congratulations to you all.
So that brings us to the end of today's ceremony, but there's a couple of housekeeping announcements, please. For those of you who have booked tickets and our VIP guests, we're delighted if you could join us at the graduation reception at the Drill. I think there's drinks, canapes, and even a DJ on later. That's when we'll all clear off, obviously. But hopefully you have a good time. More importantly, at this moment, students, you stay still, please, and just wait. The procession will lead back down the cathedral, and we're going to go outside and create a guard of honour for the students. So parents, friends, family, etc., if you can slowly file out behind the procession as it passes you, we'll all then form a large guard of honour, and then the students right at the very end, you'll be directed to follow out and then receive a great cheer and acclamation of your success. Thank you very much, everybody, and it's on to the procession. If everybody else can just sit and wait until after the procession, that would be great.